What up? What up? We are back. Deer Hunter, act number 3. I'm Alex. I go by the Fantasy Football Hustler.
And I'm Nelson Tynes, actor here in Hollywood.
I'm Bogard Hall.
So before you're a people, now you're a place.
Yes.
Changed his name after the second act.
Hey, the mushroom molly takes you places, bro.
See, now
I am a theater.
Every show you should be a person, a place, and a thing.
I'm just a noun. I'm a fucking noun. I'm a pronoun. Not on this one, though. I'm regular noun. But, because you name it, it makes it a pronoun, though. Look at that.
Yeah.
I am Bogard Hall. Welcome. Last time on Silver Screen Breakdown,
we see the boys going to Vietnam. They get introduced to the game by way of force, and that game is Russian roulette. Everyone, all of them, everyone except for Mike, they've seemed to go mentally to just a totally different place. This torture that was put on them in Vietnam has fucked with their heads tremendously. So we've just gotten to the part where Nicky's out of the hospital. He was lurking around some bars, ends up hearing a gunshot, goes and meets the Frenchman, and is like, what's going on here? And he says the game, and he's like, people actually play that for money. He's, oh yeah, some for a lot of money. And then he takes him in. Then he takes him in. Yeah, takes him in. And Nelson, you want to kind of explain the setup of how the game is going, in this illegal gambling scene?
Yeah, so they're gambling on. So he gets wind. He's in this dark alley. There's this Frenchman. Sees him, kind of wondering about what, here's gunshots. Nick hears gunshots. And then he's about to walk away. And then the guy said, oh, no, aren't you interested in what's going on? Not so many words. And he goes, no, come on, you make a lot of money. So he sees that. I think he saw that he was a soldier, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. He was all dressed in uniform.
Yeah. And so he goes, so he convinced him, and what he does, they're betting on playing Russian roulette, make a lot of money. And then he convinced him, he yanked him to come. No, he insisted that he come and check it out. Then he reluctantly did. But, I think I guess he was a little intrigued that he can make some money because he's got to make money somehow and do something. Not that he'd really want to do it, but then I guess he got triggered once he saw what was going on. So he gets into the roulette area. And then there's two gamers, or whatever we'll call them, participants.
Two fools.
They roulette with the guns. And then he breaks it up, and then he gets pissed off. He grabs the gun. He aims it at one of the participants, blank. Then he puts it to his own head, shoots him, pulls the trigger, blank. And he walks away like it was nothing. And they're like, whoa, wait. Like he wasn't
like, you did all that for free, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. He's walking away like, I'm done with it. I'm not doing it. And then they pretty much wouldn't want, there's a security guard there, wouldn't let him leave. Then he got past him. Then somehow they yanked him all back in, and he ended up making money.
As he's running away,
that's French.
As he's running away, you see Mike is in there dressed all nice and sees him. Doesn't follow him or anything.
Well, Mike's dressed as a civilian, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, but Mike doesn't reveal himself. Oh yeah, Mike tries to get his attention, but he gets away. He never knew Mike was there.
It all happened so quick.
Yeah. So he was there.
Brother lost it.
Yeah, he was there participating. He was making money.
Brother lost it.
Making
It's
bets.
like he was one of the bettors, one of the gamblers in attendance there.
I mean, and you know what too? He probably knows who to bet on, like this guy right here.
So he made a shitload of money because he came back with a lot of money.
I mean, look, he's wearing a nice suit, right?
Yeah, he was balling.
Look like he's doing well for himself, huh?
You talking Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he was loaded after that. I mean, you see, and then he comes back home. Mike does. And real quick, Dennis, he said, got 3.5 of some boomers and a 12-pack of beer. Let's fucking go. That was a night right there.
So what's a boomer?
Mushrooms.
Oh, nice. Duh.
Come on, Bogey. I don't know either.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the mushrooms.
Which character is that? The big guy?
Which one?
Which one?
You say he had the boomer and stuff. Come on,
Oh,
Who was
Dennis.
Patterson? Oh,
Is
Dennis.
Dennis. Yeah, which character?
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
which character was that?
No, Dennis is in the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
Dennis is in the chat. He was just telling us how his Friday night's going.
Hey, man, happy Friday, my good brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Ginger Ninja.
Yeah. But now back to the movie. So Mike ends up after that, gets taken home, and he says whatever street he's going to, and then like he notices like a big ass sign that's like "Welcome home, Michael" or whatever, and he's take me back to the airport and goes. I didn't really understand this whole part. I mean, maybe just not wanting to be around a big ass party with a lot of people.
Here's the thing, it's okay. And this is my boy, right? But shout out to my man Attila, right? Because he wrote several drafts of his little experience. Like he tried to write like a book, like on his life. And I lived with him for a while. And he went to the war and he had an honorable discharge because you know what I'm saying. He had beat up on a higher up because this dude was just like on some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Beating on everybody. You know what I'm saying? So they just, anyways. So he, and he said when he first came back, it was a trip because everyone's like, "Oh, you home? Let's go party and this and that." And when he went out, he got into some shit immediately.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was just like, you know what I mean? Like he's tweaked out, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna plunge me back into the regular world and motherfuckers is boom and somebody bumped me, bro? Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was just going down. He's carrying the guns on him all the time. You know what I mean? It was just crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the war he came from was, he went out there 2001 to 2000 and 2005.
I mean, you got to put yourself in a certain type of mind state to just go to war, right? I mean, going out with whatever you are, I mean, you might be going in the war in the streets or war in, in the world, but man, you put yourself in that mindset. It's
I had the homie, right? He's back on after his first tour, right? And he was a mechanic, so he's on the move all the time out there. And when they're out there in Afghanistan, right? And then so when he came back, it's like Christmas time. We all go out. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like New Year's and whatnot. And bro, we out there, we're young 21s, bro. We're out there fucking bar brawling, bro. Cause we're always used to go out like hella deep. It always went down, right? Fighting in the parking lots, you know what I'm saying? And I remember I look over, bro. Like, where's my man's at? Cause I rode with him. He was just in the cut, bro. No, he was like, I ain't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that shit was going down. He just, I'm over here, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This ain't that y'all's fighting over some crazy shit, bro. Y'all don't even know where I just came from. Listen, I'm over here.
Yeah.
That was his whole thing. Get in the car, bro. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you listen, this ain't nothing real out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He used to trip off of people pulling the cell phones out when he's at the light. He said he'd be at the light. People's on a crosswalk. They're pulling the cell phones out. He just, because you know what I mean? You're trained to look out for that back then. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because they might set off a fucking bomb for real, bro. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like, it's little things like this fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
But I mean, I couldn't imagine it. I didn't go to war. You know what I mean?
What was your takeaway? What was your takeaway from that, Nelly, when he's coming home and then he immediately wants to go to a hotel or something and not go back to his peeps?
Oh, that was consistent with his character because he was kind of on his own. Like I said before, he was like that type of Sigma alpha male type of dude.
Yeah, it goes
so
back
he didn't want the attention. He's always kind of, even at the wedding and the after part and the wedding party and all that stuff, he's always kind of just watching from afar. Ever notice that?
Yeah.
So he's not really like into crowds and stuff. So that was consistent with his character. So he wasn't.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
he was
always
always off in the cut. I mean, he's a deer hunter, bro. Like, you can't be making no noise. You're looking downwind. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
See, he led those guys, but the thing is, only because he's the more alpha than those guys, but he wasn't really into having those guys as a group. He just liked having Nick around.
Right.
I don't know if you remember the scene, but he did say that. He says, man, I like having you around. Like those other guys are assholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, so that's consistent with his character. He didn't want all the spotlight. He was just, okay, I want people to know I'm back, but on my terms, on being low key about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then and then it's like the next day he goes and then he was hanging out with Meryl Streep, right? Like after that, goes to the house and knocks on the door and all that. Even though
she's by herself. She got no kids and no man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty much like him and Nikki, right? Like she was like friends with him, and she was like
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I mean, I guess that's that small town shit, right? Everybody didn't found someone except for her.
Usually those small towns, they find each other. They find someone.
Or what if she just was the odd man out? The fucking music stopped. She didn't have a chair. You know what I mean?
Pretty much, because both of her
maybe
boys
she
went
was
to
the
war.
town chair. Maybe she was the town chair, right?
Hey, man, could have been. She was hot though.
That's what I'm saying.
You think she was hot?
I mean, look at all the girls that were around there. I mean,
back then, she was like, I mean,
okay, considering where she was and compared to other girls, she was more attractive.
She wasn't a Meryl.
She still,
you know what though? I think we just figured out something about us though. He has a type. Oh, she taking the fancy, huh? Meryl Streep kind of did it for you right there.
Alex, you thinking that? Nah. If I was me personally, no. But I mean, I guess in comparison to the other girls, yeah.
Listen, I promise you, if I came from the war, I'm fucking her, bro. I just came from the war. Dig her down, bro. Fuck you. Listen, you don't know what I saw, baby. You know the things I saw. Give me some good, warm loving.
Yeah, but he was in no rush to do that either.
No.
I mean, he didn't want nobody to touch him, basically, man.
Yeah.
He don't even want no one to talk. He just want to be quiet and think and shit. He want to run down the street naked, huh?
He's just too much of a killer. That's what it seemed. It was
in his nature, bro. He's the deer hunter, and I think he enjoys the process of it. It's what happens when you're not hunting anymore. What happens to the hunter when there's nothing to hunt anymore?
Yeah,
that's kind of my take on him. You know what I mean?
I feel it. He's pretty much on a mission to find Nikki at this point.
I mean, Nikki's gone, man.
Yeah, I mean, he
doesn't know that though.
He doesn't know where, and then I mean, a lot.
I mean, psychologically, he doesn't know.
I mean, I guess it's kind of symbolic too, because it gives him another mission, right?
Yeah,
it gives him another purpose. You know what I'm saying? Plus, like you said, that's really only the one he really rock with, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck all these other motherfuckers.
Yeah, and was it Nikki who made a promise, like no matter what, like you're not gonna leave me or whatever?
See, I might have missed that, bro.
It was somewhere, I swear, in there where he said that, and yeah.
So yeah. Back when he was running down the street naked, or whatever. Then they're up against, I don't know, some pole or something. They're talking.
Yeah, this is post-war. I mean, pre-war. Yeah.
Pre-war. Yeah, this is in Act 1. He says, "Yeah, well, whatever happens, don't leave me there, or whatever.
Yeah,
I'll make sure you come back, or whatever." He says, "Yeah, I got you." And
then
he goes back.
Because he does recognize him as that figure in his life. Like, you protect me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know what I mean? Don't fucking leave me, bro. You know what I mean?
And I mean, there's still, I wish they would have cut down on the wedding scene and the after party scene. So maybe some dots could have been filled in a little bit better here. But then he ends up going to see Stevie, where, you know, he's in that hospital or whatever.
He's all the way fucked up.
It's all bad. Yeah. And he's like, hey, I've been like getting money like sent to me. And from I forget where he says, I don't know if he said Saigon or whatever. And he's looking at how much is being sent to me. And he's like, it's Nikki. And I don't know if that was exactly when he like figured it out.
Probably guilt money too.
Yeah.
Maybe he feels guilty for some reason.
Yeah.
Because he let go, right? Yeah.
Well,
I guess he
let go off of him or off the thing.
He was at the hospital because I guess he found out that he was at a veterans hospital. Mm-hmm. Like Nick found out that
because he's psychologically and physically fucked up from the war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a double whammy.
Yeah.
But he knew enough to send the money to Stevie, though. He found that out.
Right. Which is weird because when Robert De Niro actually starts makes it out there, you know, going to find the Frenchman and all that and find the game, he finds it. He finds Nikki. I mean, through all this, I mean, he had to jump through a lot of hoops to get there.
Yeah.
But Nikki's whacked out of his mind. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't even know that he's Nikki.
But he knows where to send the money, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But he does. But, you know, as we go on, he does find out. He does trigger him into his memory, though.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
It must be just certain things that are maybe like triggered.
Yeah, but he is. Hey, listen,
you have a crazy person, you know, crazy, but they can still order food at a restaurant, you know, at a fast food restaurant. Somehow they come, you know, they bring it together.
You gotta get crazy people, bro.
Get a burger and stuff.
You know, I gotta get crazy right now?
I got a question for you, Nelson. Okay, so now peep this part. So this was another thing that I found out while just doing research for the movie. So when De Niro, when he finally sees Nikki and he's got him up against the wall and, you know, they're going through that whole scene, when he spits at him, That was not in the script. Like De Niro did not know that he was gonna spit on him. They said that he got so pissed, he's like throwing shit around, storming off set, and because he didn't know that he was gonna spit on him there. Walken was told to do that. It's not like that was improv. He was told to do that. They just didn't tell De Niro that it was.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah, they'll do a lot of that stuff. Directors will tell one actor that to do this or that, where the other actor doesn't know. That's true.
And it goes back to like how they kept having to recast the dude slapping him around because you know what I mean. He was like, I'm not gonna slap the Niro, bro. He's gonna fuck me up. You know what? You're fired. We're gonna go find a real American hater.
So he's thrown off set after he did that, huh?
Yeah, he didn't leave the set, but I guess he was throwing shit around and super pissed, and because he didn't know what was going on, so his real reaction was to be hella pissed about it. And
But
look like
isn't
he
De Niro-
right in his face, mouth. I don't know, man. He caught him with a good one.
Isn't he a method actor, De Niro, or no?
I don't think he is. He's
Yeah.
good at it.
I've always heard like he be like, so whenever I always hear this from other actors. I mean, when I see their interviews, they'd be like, yeah, I was standing across from De Niro and I was like, okay, his name is Sebastian something. He was in The Irishman. He's an actual comedian in real life, but he's got into acting and he's an Italian dude from Chicago. Hey, you know, like he got the whole, you know what I mean? So he got an Irishman when he said he was standing there. He's like, fuck, man, this is crazy. But Robert De Niro's right here. And Robert De Niro's like, just walks over to him, fixes his shit. Man, come on. Fix his little fucking thing. On your mark. Just totally in the moment. You know what I mean? Just right when they say action, that he's in character. That's you know what I mean? Not to mention who else worked with him. Eddie Murphy, right?
I think he probably stayed in character though. I don't think he went into character when they said action. He
Either
probably
way.
stayed in character because you
He
don't want
went,
to go
either
out.
way, though, when he went because he went up to him, fixed his shit, his little collarbone or whatever the fuck it was, and it says "Stand on your mark, kid." You know what I mean?
But you wouldn't want to if someone's going to fix something, you're going to stay in character though.
I guess so. Huh?
Yeah, because you're doing it for the
I
integrity.
feel like
of
any
the
character that De
scene.
Niro is, if he's just being quiet, he's in character, right? It's all in the face. It's like,
Yeah, I mean,
he's
you don't
always
want to
playing
spend your
intense
energy.
characters.
You waste your
I
energy.
mean, I loved him in Silver Linings Playbook or whatever it was. Where he plays he's the dad and he's like a degenerate gambler and he like has all these superstitions.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know that one.
It's really good. You should, yeah. But you know, he's like a B character in the movie, or maybe like even a C character. You know what I mean? He's not like the main at all, but he's just hella good in there because it's funny. It's different. It's just different. You know what I mean? Used to seeing like the intense. This was different for me. I'm used to the gangster De Niro. My bad. We're not even done with the movie yet. Let's keep going.
What? So, Nelson, why don't you kind of build us up a little bit about what's going on here?
Yeah, take it from when he spits in his face.
Yeah, right when Nicky and De Niro going at it.
He's trying to convince him to come back home, and then Nick doesn't recognize who he is. So he has no clue who he is. So he's so far gone.
He probably never looked
He's
in
out
the
of it.
mirror in a minute too, bro.
Did you
What's
guys
that?
notice when he was first talking to him, when Mike's talking to Nick, Nick's looking at Mike, but he like sees someone else's face. I think it was the Frenchman's face that he like saw.
Really?
It was
I
like
didn't see that.
it was
I didn't
really
notice
quick.
that. That's good.
It was like a really quick split second.
That's really good because they're
I
putting
think
it how
kind
you see
of
him.
faintly remember that. Yeah, it was a quick cut.
Oh, that's good.
And that's just he's that far out of it, you know. Everybody's just this guy, or this is the only, I don't know. This is the only face he sees.
I mean, he kept trying to shoot everyone, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I just keep seeing that guy, bro.
Yeah, so he's trying to convince him to come home and that he's Nick, and he doesn't know that he's Nick anymore. He's so far gone.
This is legit Academy Award winning shit, bro.
And for him to become famous, I mean, he must have how many rotations of that barrel did he go through? Hundreds and not even get the bullet unless he could.
I mean, that's what's crazy.
I mean, unless he really had it, did he have it down, or he just had a terrible run of bad luck? He just couldn't even find it.
No, he had good luck because he never
No, but for him though, because he probably wants it to all end.
wanted to end.
It's just so for him, it's just. But see, but that's the
know.
thing though too, is because I don't think he's thinking that way at all. He's not thinking that he's here for a reason. Why he survived. He has all this fucking, what do they call that? Survivor's remorse.
Guilt.
Right before, I don't know if you guys caught it because it was so quick, but like right before the end of the movie, he notices his arm. He's like, "Oh, what's that on your arm?" It's all the fucking.
Oh, it's all cut.
Tracks.
It's all cut up.
Yeah, so I mean, he's just strung out of his mind, on heroin,
and that definitely added on to it. I mean, imagine you come to, you don't even know what world you're in. Like, is this real? Like, you know what I mean?
But then he mentioned something about the trees, and that's when he remembered.
Yeah,
he was. Because you said the trees, something.
And they always said one shot because he said,
one shot.
Better kill the deer in one shot.
Then he knew right there. Then he smiled, actually.
And it took hellish. And you know what's funny, too, is because it took so many shots and he still didn't go down, bro. How ironic is that?
Yeah.
And it only takes one shot to go. And then he missed all those, missed all the fucking, the roulettes, bro. Missed it all. And because it is as simple as that. It only takes one shot.
Man.
You can see when, for a split second, when the shot's going to go off, there's a different type of edit. You ever notice that?
I mean, I've only seen it once over. I didn't get that far in the second.
You see it edits and then it goes off. I think it's just that when they.
I went straight to the roulette after the second.
When they edit in the gunshot. But when there's no shot, they don't have to edit anything in, right?
Okay.
So I mean, for a millisecond, you can see that the shot's coming out.
Okay.
And then that shot comes out. And then he dies right in his arms, in his hands, I guess.
That's crazy.
Man, and we've seen all levels of De Niro, in this movie. And then we just see, he's just bawling, he's weeping, and man, there's a reason why it's crazy that he didn't win Best Actor that year for the Academy Awards.
Who the fuck won over him? I know he didn't win it, but it's like, I was like, who the fuck? Obviously, Best Supporting Actor went to fucking
Walken.
Man, Watkins, you know what I'm saying?
He won that one.
Yeah. Nailed it, bro.
Yeah.
In 78,
nailed it, bro. I didn't know. Because I grew up in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously I was born in the 80s, but I think when I started paying attention, shit was in the 90s. And my first exposure to Christopher Walken was on SNL, and he was hilarious. You know what I mean? Fucking hilarious. I didn't know he was like, and obviously then I get older and I see True Romance, and then I see him in other, when you was like, oh, I never even knew he did a joint with De Niro, and this was like their joint right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this had to have started a lot of stuff for him. I mean, I don't even know how many movies.
He already did Taxi and The Godfathers prior to this, or The Godfather. He did part 2.
Yeah, and I was talking about Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah. I don't know what else he did prior to that. This probably launched him, right? I would imagine. This was the big one. I mean, shit, Academy Award winner. And that's crazy.
Who won that year? I'll look it up.
Yeah, please do. I'm curious, man. Cause you know what? You know what's fucked up too is like when that scene happened, bro. I'm like, did he load all of them up? Was it fully loaded? Did he make sure? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? That was like, or did he just finally win the game in his mind? Because that was him winning. Getting the bullet.
Let's see. So it's the 1978.
Oh, you got it? I'm looking at it now, but.
Let's see. It was Richard Dreyfuss, The Goodbye Girl.
I've heard of that, but I don't know.
Yeah, nothing.
So he beat him.
That whole scene, just in general, I mean, all the Russian roulette scenes are just super intense. But man, I mean, Robert De Niro, you just see him acting like a completely different person from a lot of the movie. Like it's similar to how he's acting with Stevie in the first Russian roulette scene. Show him you're a man. Show him you're a man. Do it. And it's the exact opposite with Christopher Walken, don't do it. You got to come back. And it's just very different dynamics. One was out of force where they had to do it. and the other one is out of
Because
don't
he
even
cares
know.
for the dude. He had an oath to him, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all the actors, even I thought the other guy's acting was amazing. Who played
Randall something. What was the other name?
played Stevie.
Yeah, who played Stevie? He was really
You
good.
know who he reminded me of the actor, the guy that was in The Matrix and Risky Business. You know that one guy, Italian actor.
The Matrix was he? Who? The guy who played Agent
Mulligan.
Smith? My guy, Agent Smith.
No, he was one of the
One of the rebellion.
No, who was
Zion?
one of Morpheus's guys? Joe Pantoliano. Joe Pantoliano.
Damn. I swear I want that to ring a
Have you
bell.
seen him, Alex, before?
No, I think so.
Pull
So
him
the
up.
guy, okay.
This guy sounded, it kind of looked like him and sounded like him.
What, say it
You'll
again.
know,
What is
Joe, just go to Matrix, then he'll come up. Joe Pantoliano, what is it? Joe Pantoliano.
okay, yeah.
He's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, for sure. So,
So
who
the guy who played Stevie sounds like him too.
yeah,
Right.
the guy who played Stevie's John Savage. And
There you go, Savage.
John
I was
Savage.
like, is it like Randall? I was like, I was like, is it Randy?
Randy Savage.
I know, that's right. I was like, I'm somewhere in the ballpark here.
Yeah.
he's been acting from 1969.
69, dude.
you like saying the 69 on purpose, man.
Come on, man. Anytime it comes in, man.
To still making movies today.
We live life 1 minute and 9 seconds at a time.
Yeah, so he was there with Tank and those other characters. Anyway,
It's pretty wild.
Why?
Man, it was fucked up though. He didn't want to be found, and he found him, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I watched this movie on the Molly Mushroom things, and now we're reviewing it on Molly Mushroom things, and it's really sad, bro.
It is. I mean, it's really like, the way that you kind of described it's a coming of age story where, like, doesn't end too well.
No.
The coming of age doesn't.
I
age
mean,
well.
because it doesn't always have a happy ending. I mean, and then I think what I dig about this movie, being a war movie, quote unquote, is that you always just show the end of the war. You don't show the aftermath. And being someone who grew up in the 90s and in the early 2000s, shoulder tapping a bum that was a Vietnam War vet, and he was out of his fucking mind. You know what I mean? Just lost everything, just living on the streets. You know what I mean?
Tino said the movie is. Yeah, for sure. It really
War
is.
movies don't have happy endings, but
No,
go
ahead.
You see movies with happy endings all the time. That's Hollywood. It's nice to see a movie where there's not a happy ending, man.
Yeah, how about it?
Once in a while, not all the time, but once in a while.
About it,
The only
man.
war movie that has a happy ending is Forrest Gump. That's it.
I used to love it when at
Platoon
the
does
end
too,
of
doesn't
like
it? Platoon.
Does it?
Think
Platoon,
so.
the Charlie Sheen one, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't
It's
they all like
happy-ish.
die?
Well, people died, but I mean,
survived. Yeah,
he survived, and then the guy, that mean
I
guy,
guess so.
played by Tom Berenger, he was mean.
I
Remember that
really
guy?
like Full Metal
He was
Jacket,
killed.
man. Full Metal Jacket was gangster. That fool. I really fuck with Vincent D'Onofrio or whatever his name is. He did.
Oh yeah, Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, he did like SVU for a long time.
That was a
the-
good
the
ending,
Law
right?
and
Was
Order
that sad?
SVU
Was that
or
a
whatever
sad
it was.
ending? No.
Mhm.
That sniper got killed.
What was that? Which one movie?
Full Metal Jacket.
He's the one that he killed himself. Yep.
Who?
You talking about Vincent D'Onofrio character?
Oh yeah, he did, but
Yeah.
but everybody else I think
Oh, okay.
survived. No,
Yeah, basically.
but that
If my
sniper
recollection
got.
right, they all died.
I think the sniper took out a couple people.
Yeah, he went crazy.
A movie that I'd like to do one of these days is Dead Presidents, because I mean that's one where they show them
Crazy war vet.
before, during war, and then the after war as well.
Oh yeah, dead presidents.
That's a real
Yeah. Bro, I'll never forget it, bro. There was a dude. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole. This Halloween party, this dude, just a bunch of these dead president fools just beat the fuck out of this dude.
Ooh,
He didn't see it coming, bro. There were so many of them around him.
damn.
What
Wow.
this movie?
No, it's just not a Halloween party I was at back in the day, like pre-children, but pre-fatherhood bogey. You know what I mean? I was actually Bobby Brown for Halloween, which meant I had a pinstripe suit and I had selling hella coke. That's really all I meant. Then we're at this party, bro, and they beat the fuck out of this dude, bro. And you know how when a fight moves a party? Oh, everyone's like, they start making waves.
Yeah, I've seen many fights.
Like, oh, they're over here now. Oh, and then they were in the backyard and they got to a fence. Boom, and they brushed through the fence. Then another dude picks up one of the boards from the fence. Ooh, just fucking them up. Oh shit.
Why were they fighting them? What happened?
I don't know, but you got me, bro.
So did we get to the ending of this or what?
Yeah, I mean that is the ending, right?
Yeah, the funeral.
Yeah, he takes them home. Oh yeah, the funeral. But that's
yeah,
that's it. The funeral. Then they sing a song again. Oh, that's
that was really
that's
touching.
Another thing I noticed is that a lot of this movies like Top Gun and all these other movies like in the 90s, they're singing. They'll get a popular song to put in there and they sing.
Yeah.
It's like a signature song, and they got that from this guy. This guy did that first in '78. They were singing, because Top Gun is Sweet Caroline, right?
Sweet Caroline. Boom.
And they all have that kind of theme. Like I saw a lot of elements in more recent films that I've seen that came out of this one.
You in line.
Yeah. And when I saw this, I remembered a third of this. What I remember most of this movie from when I watched it originally was the Russian roulette, pretty much.
Yeah.
All the other, and then just the images of the wedding and stuff like that. But a lot of the scenes I don't remember watching at all. I don't remember. It's so long ago.
Such a long movie. It's easy to forget a lot of stuff. And
if this could have been like, if nowadays they would have made this like a series, right?
Yeah.
It would have been like a 6-parter. 45 minutes, or maybe like a 3-parter, my bad. Maybe a 6-parter, like 30-minute joint. You can do that, right? 3-parter.
And Tino, so we're doing Deer Hunter right now, and next week Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. This is gonna be cool.
Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges, so 2 good actors. The acting.
Okay.
Well, you like the story? I don't know if you like the story. Who knows?
No, okay, but where do I find it though? Where do I find it? I haven't looked it up. I just want to premeditate this one. I want to really
look
take
it up.
One.
It says it's available on Tubi and Pluto, the free TV ones.
Okay.
The free ones on the what's it called? On the Fire Stick.
Okay, I don't have one of those, but okay, what else we got?
And Tino said I haven't watched it in over 20 years. I remember the wedding, the bar scene, and the cage water. Yeah, the Russian roulette scenes. Yeah.
It's just things that stick with you.
Yeah.
Why don't we? The only reason he remembers the weddings is God damn, this is fucking long as a motherfucker right now.
Long ass fucking wedding scene.
Oh fuck.
Why don't we get into ratings and the way that we rate the movies over here? So a couple options. You can, if you buy the movie, that means that's a movie that you'd buy. You love it. It's really great. It's at the top of your list. If it's a 5-day rental, that means you really like the movie. 2-day rental means it's all right. And same day rental means the movie sucks. It can't even be around your vicinity.
Let me go last.
Go ahead, Nelson.
I suggested the movie because I loved it. But what made the movie for me was the whole psychology of the Russian roulette and stuff. So for me, it's a buy, although I don't own it. I don't own it, but it would be a buy. And if it wasn't for the Russian roulette, I mean, that's the whole psychology and the scenes, the intensity.
Yeah, bro,
that's what did it for me. If it wasn't for that, obviously, I wouldn't have recommended it actually, but that's what carried the film.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to have to rate this one a buy as well. I don't think that it was a coincidence that they won a whole bunch of Academy Awards and were nominated for a ton. This probably wouldn't be one that I would be watching a lot, and I would probably put it on for like different scenes or maybe like to reference. But yeah, this is one that deserves to be in the whole collection of movies.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? This is why I wanted to go to last, because I'm going to invent a new thing right here. So I have a video store, right? And I have a Nelly section, right? This is the first movie in the Nelly section. We're definitely owning this one. Bro, if people come through and they want the Nelly's picks, remember that shit back in the days? They used to have a video store. They would have such and such picks. You'll be like someone who works at the store or something like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got Nelly's joints right here. We're just going to start building Nelly's collection right here. We're going to see
Please do.
We're going to start seeing if the Thunder and the Bullet, we're going to, or whatever they call it, right? We're going to see if that one goes right next
Thunderbolt
and Lightning. They're so confusing. Thunderbolt and what? It's not even lightning?
Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
See, so confusing.
Yeah, it is kind of confusing. I thought it was like thunder. I thought it was light.
It sounds like a tag team.
Yeah, Thunderbolt and Lightning. I thought it was called.
I feel like if it was the tag team, I would be Lightfoot.
It does sound like a tag team, though.
Introducing Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. But yeah, so we're gonna see if next week we can't put. We're gonna see if we can't go ahead and put up a Thunderbolt and Lightfoot right next to this Deer Hunter. I recommend it.
Yeah.
Thunderfoot and Lightning. Here's one. That's one for you. Thunderfoot and Lightning.
Thunderfoot and Lightning. That's what I'm looking for.
So that's a buy for Bogey. Okay, there's a winner there. We got a winner.
I would buy that shit and then rent it out to
Vegas,
motherfuckers. That's what I would do.
They say that in Vegas, Alex.
I like it. And
One
then-
thing I'll say for the upcoming movie, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, not Lightning. Our boy Gary Busey's in it. I just saw that now. I didn't know he was in it. He's in it.
Yeah.
Gary
Classic.
Busey, the young Gary Busey. So that'll be good. I didn't know he was in that. So that's good news.
Hey, Gary Busey's a sloppy motherfucker. I like that dude.
Yeah,
And
he's
I used to
great.
see him quite often in the grocery store in Malibu,
Yeah.
and he's like his characters, man. He's like,
Hey, don't.
Well,
No, I
I think
mean-
it got to it where he like doesn't
no,
read
no, I'm
script.
not saying that. I say he just seems like
rash, dude.
you wouldn't really want to approach him. He's a rough and tough type of dude, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, okay, I love him in Black Sheep.
I'm
I
gonna
never
make
saw it.
I'm gonna make us mix in Entourage, the TV series, mainly now because Gary Busey's he's got like multiple like scenes in there where he's like playing himself, and he's insane. He's just absolutely insane. That's just super funny.
Hey,
to watch.
I was a big fan of Conan O'Brien because there was a time in my life where I didn't have cable, and I loved like the late night shows. And Conan, he used to have a segment. Where is Gary Busey? Let's go to the satellite. And then they would just start, you just see the world and they start zooming in. There's like the city is zooming in and they get closer to the street. And then it's Gary Busey, he's yelling, pointing at them.
Oh man, Gary Busey.
Oh man, I fucking love Conan back in the days, man. It's the
And
shit
then-
that raised me for real.
And then the movies that we're doing after that, we got Ready Player One 2 weeks from now. That one's gonna be a good one. We got Freddy versus Jason 3 weeks from now to kick off our Halloween October movie festival. The Audition after that, House of a Thousand Corpses the week after that. And then for Halloween, we're going to be reviewing the trilogy of Scream 1, 2, and 3.
Open
Yeah,
it.
Phillies. Make my own.
All right, well,
Phillies,
see you guys next week.
right? What we doing again next week?
Next week, it is Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
Okay, I gotta
Thunderbolt
find this.
and Lightfoot. If you just go search it on the Amazon Fire Stick, it'll come up with all the apps that you can watch it on. It's all the free movies.
I don't have the Fire Stick. That's fine.
Just Google it. That's all I do.
Yeah, you can find
Okay,
it.
yeah, I'll Google it.
You'll find
Uncle
it.
Google.
Yeah, and so if you're not following us in podcast form, go follow Silver Screen Breakdowns on Apple,
Yeah.
Spotify, Google, Amazon, anywhere that you get your podcasts. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, go subscribe to the Silver Screen Breakdowns YouTube channel. Make your way over there.
Please do. We got over 100 subs now, so we're good.
There you
Big
go.
Bong.
Yeah, you can find me, Nelson Tynes, on YouTube. Meanwhile, like demo reel and acting montages and stuff, even some of the commercials. And also the Valsine Paid in Full's on there too.
There we
Everybody Eats.
Everybody eats.
I think that's got about 2 million views on it now.
go. Yeah.
Fucking
I
go.
don't know one guy's channel. I don't know who the guy is, but and Instagram is Nelson Tynes _. See you over there. I'll follow you back if you follow me first.
There you go.
And I am Bogard scot-free. You probably can't find me because I'm very elusive. Pew.
We'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Silver screen, motion picture shit. This ain't a dream, we really live this shit. Don't intervene, yo, we with this shit. That's where the most high, we the most lit.